Hello friends, this is Pectech and today we're going to unbox Euphoria. Euphoria is from Stonemaier Games. It's a fairly old game. I guess it's an older game technically, but it is the third edition of that game. So it's got the game trays and stuff inside. This is new to me. I'd never heard of this or really seen this before. I guess it's in the 600s on Board Game Geek, whatever that means. If you look at the back, you'll be able to see it is sort of a worker placement game. It is 2 to 6 players, 14 and up. It takes about 60 minutes to play. That's what they say. Looks interesting. Basically, you're rolling the dice and you're placing them like workers on things. Boy, I like games like that. I can think of a lot of games like that I really enjoy. And the theme. The theme made me chuckle. This Build a Better Dystopia. That made me chuckle just a little bit. So, we are going to get inside this thing. I did pick it up at my local game store. I thought it was new. I was like, oh, Stonemaier did a new one. But apparently this is from 2015. Maybe not this printing of it, but the game originally came out in 2015 according to their little copyright here. Yeah, 2015 Stonemaier Games. So we are unshrunk. Let's take a look inside. Pretty standard fare as far as the board. Nothing interesting inside there. Okay. We are greeted with the instructions, including the object of the game. Nice call outs. This looks pretty promising. Like it won't be too hard to read. It's interesting, these rule books, even now maybe they redesigned the rule book since the first one, but you could almost like open up any Stonemaier Games rule book and sort of see the way they present themselves. They're usually pretty easy to read. All right, and we've got a board. This is a big cheat sheet board, basically, to help you through the game, a player aid. That's great. We've got some thick cardboard pieces here. With these locations. Okay. Looks pretty sturdy. Punches out real nice. They don't make them like they used to. That's what the people say, right? Put that there so I can kind of keep it all organized. Alright. Looks good. Ooh, that's nice, brightly colored. I'm sorry, I'm speaking in such generic terms at this point because I don't really know much about this game. I read the back cover, it looked intriguing. I read dice placement, and that was intriguing. I like a lot of stuff from Stonemaier Games, so it's at least worth a try, right? I'll open this up in a second. Let me look inside here. We got some game trays, which is always great for sorting all the little bits and pieces and making it easy to play. We got a couple of those. Then we got some dice. It's all nicely laid out. Let's take a quick look at these dice. We've got different dice. All these dice, are they all different? Let's see if they're... Okay, so these are just different colors. Alright, so all these dice are the same, except that they're a different color. Each player is going to have 4 of these. And they're custom-made dice. They do, there's a little bit of an indentation there. They look to be really good quality. Yeah. Nice. And I'm not sure if this is like, needs some sort of roll quality. Or if they're just placed like you're going to pick the number that happens. Or some other determining thing other than rolling it for where the number is. And as we go across the top, you'll see other wooden pieces you remember from Scythe. Like these purple stars that are probably indicate points to some degree. We got some gold pieces. Right here. Oh, I'm not sure what these are. They look like little, they're probably fruits or food or something like that. some more wooden pieces. These little green clouds. I'm laughing because it's obviously not what this is, but I haven't read the rule book yet or anything, so I don't know. I just brought it home. I just thought it'd be fun to play it. All right, so we've got some other little pieces of wood, and yet still more pieces of wood. Here's other color stars, so that's definitely a player color thing. Okay. Oh, and some more kind of sidey stuff. We got some hearts here, probably to represent your reputation. Another player color of stars. And a bunch of player colors of this thing. It looks like little people. Little people of some sort. More star player colors. Got some water. Reminds me of parks, I think, a little bit. Some lightning bolts. And some little golfers. And houses. Or diamonds. They might be miners. It's hard to tell how old they are. That was a joke. That was a joke. All right, and then we got a very small set of cards. Looks like they're from the same deck even. I had the hardest time opening these cards. Not sure what it is. All right, so let's take a quick look at these. These are all apparently the same face. They have a nice texture to them. Sort of the quality of that. Reminds me of a Wingspan rulebook. It's a nice quality to have in a card. It's very tactile. Even though I'll probably sleeve them if I play this more than twice. Alright. Let's look at some different characters here. Are these all people? Interesting. Huh. It's like a baby fireman? Interesting. I love the characters. Boy, the artwork's really neat on most of this. Very cool. Wow, there's just a lot of people in this deck. That's all it is. Be interesting to see. Wait, are these factions? I bet they're starting cards, aren't they? Oh, there I go guessing about the rules instead of just playing it or reading the rule book. God forbid I read the rule book. Oh, see, this is a little different. Books, and books. These feel like resources. Okay. Teddy bears. Can't build a dystopia without some deflated balloons. Baseball bats. So it kind of looks like objectives. And more people. A few more greens in there. Okay. Alright. Well, I guess the only thing left to do would be repack it. This is kind of neat. So this is a nice little sorting tray for the bottom of here. I'll probably have to punch these out to really see what all goes in there. But I would suspect that it's going to be something like that, right? That makes sense. Although, there's not so many of these that I would think it would need as many as it's got. So I wonder if they've left room for expansions of some such. Ooh, also, these are different. So I wonder if that's... Yeah, so they're made like that so you can pull them out. Let's see what's up on this one. So they both work the same. This one might be for tokens. I'd say this is for tokens, only it has this... well, let me punch the rest of these out. Yeah, sorting out this game, I've got a lot of plastic bags into the plastic bag void. Oh wait, there's more plastic bags, even more plastic, okay. I tend to throw all those bags into a big box to sort out other games. It looks very worker placement-y. I'm not sure how else to describe it. You got some areas to put your dice and stuff and the effect that's going to happen. Those little blockout tokens are meant to block out little spaces on these various spots here. I can point that out. This is double-sided. I'm not sure yet what the difference is between the two sides, but there are two sides here. You'll notice that in the setup you're going to have one of these constructed in each of these, or one of these down on each of these things like so. So that's where these things come up, and I guess you could build up for whatever the price is, and then you'll have some little other interactions. It's really clear, easy to read. Looks like you could read this pretty easily from across the table. I know you've got a super zoomed out view right now. Let me pull it a little closer and kind of just take you up the board. Yeah, you got Euphoria, the wastelands, and then underneath them is the underground. I can't remember if these are a subterranean tunnel. I don't know if these were two separate things, but we've got at least 3 areas here. Alright, I had a quick look at the setup, which gives me a lot of clues about how this is meant to be laid out. My guess is we've got a lot of extra room for expansions because this deck is shuffled and this deck is shuffled in the setup. I don't know if this deck is shuffled, but there's just a few, like there's 6 cards here. These also are shuffled and you're going to be placing 6 out on the board. So it doesn't really matter where these are. In fact, you could probably pull all of these out, shuffle them up, and then figure out which 6 you're going to use. You're not even supposed to look at them because these are going face down onto the board. So I've flipped them all over. So that leaves a whole lot of extra space through here for expansions or God knows what. I'm not sure why they left so much open. For the resources, it's kind of a similar thing. So these little pieces here will mark out areas for smaller player counts than full player count. I don't remember exactly what this did either, but I just kind of set them aside. If I do that, I have exactly enough for every resource that they've got in this game in these larger bins. So this is where I figured they went. This tray seems to be like all things player colors, so we've got a place for each of the dice, then all the wooden pieces, which there's like 3 different types of wooden pieces, a whole lot of stars, and a couple of other things like a heart and a head in each of these. It's real obvious where to put all these player count stuff. These also seem to be player colors, so they fit really great in there. We've got these wells that make it real easy to pull this in and out. You just kind of like give it a little push, and these come right out. There are some other tokens that you'll use. I think these represent allegiances to factions and stuff, and this is another thing that gets set up on the game board. I wasn't sure what to do with these, but there's this little spot, and it made sense just to put them right here. And that fits in there just fine. And the way I imagine the best way to pack this would be cards and stuff right here. If you sleeve these, you probably have to spread it across but I don't even see it going much further than this side, meaning that there's a whole other top layer that's probably for expansions and other materials. So then we got this. That's going to lock all that down. I like to put paper down between my player board and these little plastic insert things, because I'm paranoid that they're going to scratch up the board, but that they're going to fit like so. And you've got a nice, clean little presentation for Euphoria. Really neat looking game. Really neat looking game, and I love it when people do some smart organizational things with their packaging and stuff. It makes it fun to read boxes. It's like kind of a game sometimes just to figure out what the intentions for some of these inserts and stuff were. Next step for this one is to give it a play and see what expansions there are. I suspect that there's room to grow with this game. That's all I got for you today. If you like unboxings, if you like to pull things out and put them back in the box, I got a playlist for you right here. If you want to subscribe to see more stuff, there's a subscription button right there. Until next time, enjoy your games, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.